Ask the Author, a show about inspiring stories and conversations by creatives and all forms of art, music, movies, visual art, authors, creative writing, poetry, dance, culinary art, among others. Brought to you by the multi-award-winning author, life coach, and poet, Richard Mwebesa.
All right, how are you?
Welcome to Ishaazi Off the Page Night by Nile Poetry and Ishaazi together. Also on there as well. And I don't know if you were here for the last one when we signed up. I'm sure you got the notification. I was impressed when I got the notification. But I got not like I had anywhere else to be, but I got the notification and I was like, I remember.
Remember, we value you.
I'm very happy to get that. Thank you, Christina, for opening up the night with Pick Yourself Up and Pauline. Thank you as well. That's my favorite piece, one of my favorite pieces. I actually have a version of that exact piece, Have You Met Me, on my Instagram, but the way you did it there, I'm like, I need to revise mine. Thank you for sharing that. She was shy to perform. I was challenging her to do that. She gave me a whole speech about how she loves poetry. She doesn't feel like she has the skill to do it and this and that. And yet, I wish you could have seen all the things when you're performing, while you're reading. You're not really looking at the faces to see the reactions. But yeah. And then, Josh, thank you for reading that one. It always moves. People always, how you perform that piece enough times to now just be paying attention to everyone else. Not that you're performing it wrong or anything, I'm just looking for what's new. At this time I was interested just seeing much. Just how it clutching her promise that we was like, I was lost in that. So I'm not even looking at you, she's not looking, I don't like, she's not looking at the words. She's just lost in the source of the part. So thank you for opening up the night like that. I didn't catch your name. How are you doing? Okay. What's your name? Romeo.
I have good ear.
Well, he could. Why you frozen in here? Like Romeo. Romeo. I'll be looking out for you. Are you a Juliet by any chance? What's your name? Melody. Nice to meet you, Melody. So nice to meet you. Romeo. My name is Sylvia. Yes, so Sylvia like the weather. Well, there's a vaccine for that now, so I mean. Do we need all the sauce that he's cooking? Maybe. I could be louder. I guys in the kitchen hearing me. Guys, how you doing? Hello. All this niceness is going to be for a short time, because I'm just about to introduce the main reason that's coming up here. Then afterwards, yeah. The night of the page. Ooh. Did this guy just slide in here? How you doing, my guy? What's your name? Trevor. How you doing, Trevor? Where are you from, man? Where are you from? Like all of you. Like all of you there. Come on. Hey. What's up, my guy? Nice looking gentleman here. Hi, ladies. I like this. I'm not come here and not find nice to be people. I think, is that like a filter tone that app has?
Only the best.
Don't let the clock. I could have just checked my wristwatch. Or the phone. Like there's so many clocks around me, but do have me timing behind this. Yeah. So, The night off the page is for poetry, music, and pretty much story lovers, books. If you can see, there's books over there. These guys have us. If you don't know where the restroom is, you can ask me, but on the way there you might get lost because there are also books on the way there. I don't know what that trap is like growing up. You know, I think a lot of us nowadays spend excessive amounts of time on the bathroom because we're scrolling. But the OG of scrolling was reading books. I don't know if that was the plan, Martha, but if it was, then like genius. For me, you're talking to me, even for me, you're talking to me that day. I don't know if it works in a public establishment like this one to be caught in the bathroom reading pages, but here off the page, you're trying to get stories literally off the page, you know. It could be something that you're reading, but, you know, stories that stay with you forever. For those of us who went to school and studied, Oliver Twist, you know, as soon as you hear someone say, please sir, may I have some more? You're transported to that place. You know, just one phrase, one word, and that's just a very basic example. Have any of you heard this story about the love story between the mosquito and the ear? Yeah, like hands up if you have. You have? You've never heard this? It's just you, Romeo. Yeah, of course. Like, you know, when I went to school, it's something that I discovered in the book, and a lot of us knew it. So, in the school that I grew up in, it seemed like a story which everyone would know, so we don't talk about it. But as an adult, if I bring it up, everyone looks at me strange, because they think I'm making it up. But the story goes that once there was, and not that there was an ear, but there ears, right? We all have ears. And the mosquito was flying past the ear, like, flying past the ear. And it saw the ear, said, I thought, wait, yeah, I like you very much. I'm throaty and trying to grow vibe. I like the way you hear me, when you're near me, you know, that kind of poetry and stuff. And while it was working, the ear was like, but this thing that you're pushing for, how will it work? I'm an ear, a mosquito. I'm definitely going to be here longer than you. You won't last at all. You know, I live. You don't live as long as I do. I could crush you in the sleep. So the ear was polite and kind enough in letting the mosquito's heart break and say, no, this can't work. Sorry. But from that day, the mosquito vowed, and we always passing by the ear to remind the ear that, listen, I'm still here, baby. You may have said no to me, but me, I'm still alive. You've never heard this story. I promise I'm not making it up. Well, you know I'm making it up. I may have taken some embellishments here, but I'm not making it up. But this is a story from West Africa that featured in Chinua Achebe's. Now, for me who read Chinua Achebe books, every time the mosquito passes my ear at night, I'm transported to that story. You know. Now, hopefully, maybe this is also maybe a story you guys tell, and maybe you'll come back to me and tell me how people looked at you strange, thinking that maybe you had one too many, but I promise I'm sober. I'm making it up, but off the pages and what those experiences are supposed to be about, you know, where we're transported to, or even to create new forms of transportation. And so today, this book that's in my hand is a book called Thistle on the Nile. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be, we're not going to be, we already are in the presence of the maestro behind the words that put this composition together. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this very special You're lucky. You're lucky. He looks good too. He looks good too. The red covers are looking good. How are you doing? Yeah. It's nice to see you, yes. Where was I? Yes, today we're honored to be joined by a remarkable Ugandan voice in contemporary literature, poet, author, life coach, and thinker whose words challenge us to pause, reflect, and rise. His writing is rooted in deep personal conviction and cultural insight, and whether it's through his poetry, his motivational work, or his business coaching, he remains committed to the pursuit of purpose, clarity, and impact. He's the author of several acclaimed works, including Out of the Crowd and Inspired by 40, most of which are award-winning books. But today, we turn our attention to his latest poetic offering, Thistle on the Nile, an evocative anthology that transverses resilience, hope, love, pain, and the complexity of the human spirit in a Ugandan context and beyond. So without further ado, please join me in giving a warm welcome to the brilliant Richard Mwebesa. We'll begin today's session with a live reading from Thistle on the Nile, after which we'll dive into a conversation about the inspiration, stories, and ideas behind the work. But again, Melanie, I want to hear you clapping. Romeo, Trevor, please clap. Mind you, let's go on front. Have a seat. I like going like off the top. Alright. That would be hard. That would be special. Like, I can't remember all the points. I'm going to be wise. As disconnected. Yeah. This is really.
Oh, you can hear me. So let's move. Tech will join us. Yes. Before Tech was there, poetry and verse existed. Exactly. Yeah. David aced it. Those of you who read the Bible. Yeah. And of course, Shakespeare didn't have microphones, but he aced it. Yes. So Richard Mwebesa here. So honored, extremely humbled. I have a very fond memory of this place. Amata, hi. Yes, apparently, as thinking of Thistle of the Nile before it had formed, I approached Martha at Ishaazi and said, Martha, I need space to record the 3 advanced poems that were going to frame the structure for this book. So Martha said, why not? So I got into this place and had the first 3 poems, Corona Baroness, Sip Sip Soap, and Thoughts Resigned, recorded here. So it's an extreme honor that I'm back and been invited to share a few poems from this book, which has thus far impacted many, and dreams do come true. That's all I can say. When I was in this place, we birthed the idea. We didn't know the book would be cleared by national curriculum. It's now being taught and examined O-level, Uganda. True story. So one of my friends, I asked and said, I am willing to give away the poems in this book, to give the book away free of charge. Rosalie, maybe she will get to watch this, and she said, Richard, no, the poems are so good. Why give them away free? They are so valuable and priceless, so do not give them away free. make sure you have the book ready and never know where it will take you. So I'm extremely honored to be here on set, and I'll be reading for you a couple of poems. But before I forget, I have my man Sam on the sax. Hi Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Yeah, I just wanted to give it a go and have some jazz. I love jazz as well, as we read a few poems. I have my man David on the camera, and yeah, hope you allow me to post it online just for this session. I run a YouTube channel called Ask the Author podcast, so I'm picking a few stories for that. That said, without further ado, Thistle of the Nile is an anthology of 49 curated poems, organic poems about the themes earlier highlighted by my brother. Yes, so I'll pick 5 poems from this today and recite for you. My favorite, which is poem number 1 from the book, is in verse and reverse. It's a reverse poem. We read it from top to bottom and bottom to top. When you read reverse poetry, top to bottom, different meaning, bottom to top, different meaning. So that poem is called Treasure Within, to be read from top to bottom and bottom to top. So Sam, please take us away, give us that mellow jazz as we go into it. Treasure within. Inside you is a treasure so fine. If you could draw it out and spend it, wouldn't you shine? You know it, so many may not have recognized it. To draw it out of you will give you pain. In exchange for the long wait and patience, like the dreamer waits for a dream too plain, you were told that you gave up was not worth your fight. The increase you had forgotten, you accepted when you gave up your hunger for sight. In darkness that you have seen, the eyes in pain when you see the bright light. Your heartache will end as many did outside the shades of fights. Is it the growth of a fruit on the trees that have been cut down that should assure you? Look inside you and see the beauty that no human can explain. Listen to your inner self and wait a moment to scream. I know that many that have gone through what you have forgotten to beam. They stand in awe of the capacity to dream. If lions of the savannah eat grass in the drought, then you will stand again after every fail. The lions know yet for a moment that even if they all drop to the measure of extinction, they will yet arise when the rains return and scatter the wild beasts in the chase, in the fight for their extension. It is not the end of the line. You are complete and full. Your ability to love again and again will never fade. No matter if your heart breaks, you will heal. Pick up the pieces of your esteem. Love is divine. It will only leave you for a moment. When you find it again, you will realize it never left you all alone. So I'll read it bottom to top. When you find it again, you realize it never left you all alone. Love is divine. It will only leave you for a moment. No matter if your heart breaks, you will heal. Pick up the pieces of your self-esteem. Your ability to love again and again will never fade. It is not the end of the line. You are complete and full. They will yet arise when the rains return and scatter the wild beasts in the chase in their fight for extinction. The lions know yet for a moment that even if they all drop to the measure of extinction, if the lions of the savannah eat grass in the drought, then you will stand again after every fail. they stand in awe of the capacity to dream. I know that many that have gone through what you have forgotten to beam. Listen to your inner self and wait a moment to scream. Look inside you and see the beauty that no human can explain. Is it the growth of a fruit on the trees that had been cut down that should assure you? Your heartache will end as many did outside the shades of lights. In darkness that you have seen, the eyes in pain when you see the bright light. You accepted when you gave up your hunger for sight, the increase you had forgotten. You were told that you gave up was not worth your fight. You were told that what you gave up was not worth your fight. Like the dreamer waits for a dream too plain, in exchange of the long wait and patience. To draw it out of you will give you pain. You know it, so many may not have recognized it. If you can draw it out and spend it, wouldn't you shine? Inside you is a treasure so fine. Reverse, treasure with it. Thank you. Poem number 2 is Lean Love. This is a poem about love. Love, the mystery of the ages, has made many fall. Everyone wants it all to preserve. Accepted even if it is not worth it to deserve. All long for it even in a coma. New each day it is so full till expiration. Longing for attention, affection seized even when fatal. Opportunities it opens for them or greatness. Many are filled who have it, indeed they do. Vexed young lads are fond of it. When they first encounter it, so many call it love. Expensive, it is priceless, just like the look the first man Adam gazed upon Eve. They love. Poem number 3 from Thistle of the Nile. This I'll read in the frame of spoken word. I like this so much because it's one of the first advanced poems. This is called Thoughts Resigned. Inspired by the way of life on the streets as a child going to school, I remember seeing exactly what it is that you will hear. Thoughts resigned. My thoughts rest in a maze of excess space, never settled in one place, running like a gazelle fleeing from the chase of a lioness, fighting to feed her distressed pride. Halt, I tell them. Yes, they oblige for a moment, unsettled they leap at the sight of the dirty movements. A taxi conductor's voice I hear, and the rest yet they oblige to settle. A high-pitched sound he raises with tenant special that I will go. Ogenda, he screams, my thoughts rest again. Not in pain, but plain packaging. I observe a well-wrapped paper in a polythene bag. On it are cross marks of a teacher's red pen, markings of a student's wrong mathematics answer. My thoughts race. How did a student's exam paper end up as the wrapper of oily pancakes and fried cassava? Is it my exam paper, my thoughts ask? My thoughts race. As my stomach churns and turns, as if the cornflakes breakfast I ate. I guess, let me get onto the taxi and reach school before the bell rings and brings me ding dong sing and sing trouble with the gatekeeper. My thoughts rest. Why not resign them for unsettled they keep leaping, peeping, rocking back and forth like a chair I once saw in the park. Back and forth they keep racing forever. I resign my thoughts. That's thoughts resign. Okay, I have been so heartbroken when I read about malaria. It is said in tropical Africa, malaria is the leading killer of children. So, because of that pain, I was inspired to write a poem called Slim Slime Mosquito. So I will read for you the poem Slim Slime Mosquito. Slim Slime Mosquito. Question: are mosquitoes slim and sly? Slim slime mosquito, you buzz in a way looking for one bite. You soar like a kite to your targets. Many don't see your size as a threat, but many you have killed. Many dread your slim slime mosquito. You love the ears of your prey, landing on the toes and anywhere to throw your blunder. You are more deadly than a fire torpedo. There she goes to find her mother, welcome and happy. In the night you come in as the uninvited guest. Your ego is high and mighty. Young and adult you attack. Your proboscis sinks into their bodies. A sucker you are. Blood you draw, but you leave behind the worst of all. Terror and fear you propagate. You do not discriminate, rather dominate. A silent hunter and killer you are. Without an appointment you show up every night. In appointed motion you move. Slim, sly mosquito. Mosquitoes know you well. You gamble with many lives as if you are in a casino. Loved ones you have scattered. Malaria you deliver. Doses of medicine you leave your victims to swallow. Slim, sly mosquito, many dread you. Get away from us. We try to drive you out. Spare the children. Many graves you have filled. Many families you have emptied. Are mosquitoes slim and sly? I ask you. Slim, sly mosquito. Okay, I think those are 4 poems, right? So I'll have the last one and hand back to our host for the day. Maybe I would like to take the audience. What would you like to hear? We have had something about a mosquito, we have had something about love, we've had something about hope. So, pain.
That's just me.
Pain, okay?
Sorry.
What thing is pain? What thing would you want to hear about? Lady in the corner.
That was a good dream.
What's your name again?
Should have been scared.
Yes, Melanie, what do you want to hear about? I'll give you your pain. I'll give her choice. I'll give it this way.
A fight, right?
Melanie, thinking about it?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Is this one here? So pain.
A revolution of something.
Revolution. I have something for you. I'll come to Melanie, then I'll wrap up with pain. Pain. Don't have break. You don't have rocket.
How about us?
Us.
Yes.
Revolution. I'll give you a poem about revolution. Called. Okay, let me find it. Okay. Revolution. Let's see. Revolution. Okay. Lyrical gladiator. Enter the arena, lyrical gladiator. The pandemonium runs in excitement. Your name they scream in waves, they lay to witness you shine. Aside they cement the narratives of failure. You know who you are, why you are here, and where you are headed. Raise your esteem and head high. Useless ones many say that you are forgotten. Blameless and never useless, remember. Within you is beauty like no other. Spread your wings and leap. Forget the painful moments when you are on a trip. You are homeless, days are gone. You are alive and fresh again. Stretch out your hands and embrace your inner core. Forward you are headed. Color the rainbow with your words. Paint the ocean with your heart of love. Sing to the birds your heart out. This is your moment and there is no other. Lyrical gladiator. Are we ready? Sorry? Beauty. Okay. Something on beauty. I'm preparing the paint. Tell me. Okay. Beauty. Okay. Okay, I'll give you beauty called perfect imperfection. Okay, this is poem number 3 on page number 55. She is by all means distinct by her perfect imperfections. Do you agree? Yes. Everyone sees flaws in her, yet those are by all means are what makes her perfect. Her rhythm is like that of a guitarist strumming away a musical tune. Her tone is subtle, smooth like the flips of the wings of a hummingbird, never backing down, bolder than the roar of a lion in the jungle. Cleverly preparing for her chores, she openly arises by the daybreak. They say she is complicated. Her competence shines below the moonlight. She is seen a witness. Strength lies at her core. Broken and shattered, she is despised. Relentless is what heals her wounds. Drenched in scared confidence, forgotten, yet she lay in plain sight. Her light will shine even without being lit. Perfect imperfections. So last but not least, the pain comes. Yep. The pain.
No gain.
Okay, I'll give the pain and maybe one bonus. All tectonic for Ishaazi. Yeah. Okay. I'll go Tears of the Rain. This is also reverse. Quite painful, so personal for me. I'll share it with the one who asked it. Tears of the Rain, to be read from top to bottom and bottom to top. The rain falls on my cheeks the day my mother died. Alone and empty, I feel in chains. Numbing at the chills, tears from my eyes gushing out like rain. Pain so plain, pain so main. Pain, disdain, pain, plain. Pain I can't explain. Pain, pain, pain. Top to bottom to top. Pain, pain, pain. Pain I can't explain. Pain, plain, pain, disdain. Pain so main. Pain so plain. Tears from my eyes gushing out like rain. Numbing at the chills, alone and empty I feel in chains. The day my mother died, the rain falls on my cheeks. Tears of the rain. That's about pain. Personal, when I lost my mom, it felt just like the poem just read. So on the house, tectonic, dedicated to Martha, Ishaazi, and the crew. giving us the best milkshakes and the best pizza in town. Please come check out Ishaazi. Amanda, when is the pizza, double pizza? Friday, Saturday, Sundays. Yes, so give it up for Ishaazi. Flowers for Ishaazi. Nice. So tectonic, last but not least. Take your tectonic blades. Stake your make fortunes to take. Shake your form, tasking them that think of tasks. Spark the weak with your raging dread. Shift your shafts and the experts are set in a panic of races. Is it true that you are called tectonic, or are you known by another name? Is it an earthquake, heartache, or is it the quake of dares? Is it that makes birds feel your movements, the animals of the savannah scatter wildly? If you make the grasshoppers walk and the antelopes scatter, men live with hope even when they have lost much. Yes, you are. Immaculately bold you are, that you erupt like emotions in the heart of an angry, ferocious beast. Can one be afraid and also be bold at the same time, like your shifts? Does bread taste different when baked with yeast? No scatters, not even torrents can stop you. No dread anymore likened to fear. You are tectonic, rather the depth of man's inner core. Ambition is your name. Tectonic. So man is ambitious. Yes, I know that for a fact. Piece of the Nile by Richard. At your service.
Another round of applause, please. Also, for Elite, on the other end, the saxophone. Sam, Elite, yes. Thank you for cooking us. Thank you so much, Richard, as well, for sharing with us your work.
Extremely
This is the part where I get into a Q&A and we talk about things. So he's going to have the mic. I'm just going to project. Melanie, you can hear me okay over there? Right? Am I in the front there? Maybe I want to be on YouTube. I want to be on Ask the Author. That's the podcast. You know? I dressed up too. Maybe 2 men in suits. Just here looking at one.
nice.
And I'm not certain where to begin. It's one of those things where you start from the pieces that you've read. That would be just because Christina on the when we're sharing over there. She's like, man, wouldn't it be like, shouldn't we like talk about the poems after? This is even just after she has gotten off doing hers and then she hears Pauline do a piece, she's like, well, I feel like we should just talk about these pieces because there's something that's moving. And it could be a thing to talk about from your work. There's a line in one of the poems, the title is about thought.
Thoughts resign.
Thoughts resign.
Thoughts resign.
There's a line in there where you say, is it the deer or the antelope running from the lioness, which is chasing to feed its distressed pride.
Yes.
That one caught me, you know. That particular line jumped off the page because it's visual in, you know, how you imagine, how at least I would imagine that whole scenario going down to the savannah. But then the choice of wording being that intentional for you to say, you know, to feed its distressed pride. I was like, oh, this feels like one place. And for me, it jumps right off the page. And man, I'm not even sure if this is a question. It's really just me just reacting.
Conversation.
Yes, me just reacting because from the imagery to then the entendre of what the words mean, just that line alone, like, I'm trying to feed my distress and pride. It's a lie. This thing is a lie. And then the thoughts, the title is Thoughts Suicide. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, there's so many, I'm what I refer to myself as a big thinker. Not an overthinker, not a deep thinker, a big one. I think bigly. So just one line like that. We could talk about one line, especially now from you being a life coach and a mentor. That line could even go that direction. But I think the first question I would want to ask, if I say thank you again for just setting my mind to think big, to just talk one line for it. We'll get into some others. Why? Why do you write? That's the first question I want to ask. Why do you do this at all?
I feel like I'm mostly when I'm not writing. So for me, writing is expression. Art makes sense to me. It's my life. If I'm not practicing art in every form it may come to me, I feel like I am purposeless. So for the writing frame, one of the mainstream jobs I do is sell insurance. So when I'm not in the artistic mind, my creative personality is not bringing out my true authentic self. So the writing is my go-to place to think a bit deeper and peel the layers and tap into the nooks or the depth of my soul and express myself through the pages by telling my thoughts and sharing my ideas. So for me, writing is like oxygen to me. Once, and I mean it. So if I don't want to sound philosophical or poetic, no. You ask a direct question.
You're at home.
True, when I'm not writing.
After this, we won't have another open mic. Would you read another?
I feel there's something.
Which one? Check through. That was a very good read. I was very happy. Planning to do a school tour of Daydream.
Class, and my class teacher would ask me.
I come tomorrow for the open mic. You are coming, yeah? We'll talk. Just give me contacts. I'll write to them. I'll come with my team and we'll do a conversation and a recite of Daydream. I think.
The debate club and our club patron is also the patron of the Writers Club.
So I can write to the patron debate club and then
I give you his number. So I can get his number.
Tomorrow, you give me tomorrow the details. I'll note them down.
The first time I saw the silver screen.
You like the book?
The poems are seen, I do like
the first time I saw.
I'll be interested to get your feedback after you've read like half, if not almost all of them. But look through the one that really appeals to you.
I used to love it so much. I would always go watch. There's a character there called Arnold. Very interesting character. So I would always be, what's the word? I would always be invested to go watch UTV then and watch and see. So I think growing up, the art just made sense to me. It came naturally to me. Then in my earlier life, I went into writing music, singing. So art, writing, poetry, anything art. If I'm not doing it, I feel there's something missing. Yeah.
We had another author here last month. He seemed like a trend already. I don't know if it's a trend when they're just two, but you know, we'll ask this guy also at a certain point. We did ask him why he writes, but I have a feeling oxygen and breathing might come out.
Today it is Richard on the hot seat.
No, it's which is why I said feel at home. This I remember I teased the last author who said gave an answer similar to how she at Kuna the storyteller, she said that she can't live without it. And it seems to be the same thing that you're expressing, Rob. That helplessness that you'll be at when you're not connected to your form of expression, which is how you at least describe it, what you find as your purpose?
Purpose pivot, I would say.
Purpose
It's
pivot.
my purpose pivot. The moment it's not there, then I lose my equilibrium, my balance. True story. So it's my purpose pivot. Writing art.
Okay. That phrase seems like it's Nile Poetry phrase. Is it just me? Purpose pivot?
Purpose pivot.
It feels like it's not the first time you're saying that word. But
Coming to the gazelle, you asked a question. I don't want
Oh, yeah, yeah.
to filter. When I was writing
hold on a
this,
second. Do you mind if we cut the music?
I don't know.
For
To be the element.
taking me to the church route and I'm about to now. But sorry, yes, you were saying about the gazelle. And
Yeah,
lioness.
about the gazelle. When I was writing that particular poem, I was looking at Africa, the beauty that we have. I have had a chance to travel to maybe a couple or 3 national parks. So when I looked at the life in the wild, quite very interesting. And when I was putting this phrase together, if I can read it verbatim, it's my thoughts rest in a maze of excess space, never settled in one place, running like a gazelle, fleeing from the chase of a lioness, fighting to feed her distressed pride. So the imagery from that was from seeing a lioness. The lionesses are the ones that hunt the female lion. And when they hunt, the whole pride is depending on this lioness to go catch some gazelle or antelope or any animal they will chase for the day. So when the pride is hungry, it is angry. Sounds poetic.
Ready to go.
When it is hungry, it is angry. So there is possibility of extinction if this lioness misses the catch. So when it goes out to hunt, the mentality of the lion is I must catch because I am taking this catch to feed my entire pride. So it's the oxymoron or the poetic frame there is it is proud knowing that it is elementally created to be the king, or in this context the queen, to go get the hunt, bring it back. So it is running in pride, but then for purpose, for it to go get the catch or the kill to feed its distressed pride. So the thoughts are racing and it is running in the chase so that it may be able to catch something for its measure of extension rather than fighting the possibility of extinction. So for me, that in itself was artistic. In a lion telling a story by that one chase that could either be I live tomorrow and my pride that is angry and angry, or I have a chance to extend my pride, not just myself as the lioness, to have and to live another day.
For the record, it wasn't a question. It was mostly appreciation because, just like you shared, the imagery alone and how it puts me, that little stanza puts me in that place. I'm seeing that. I haven't been to a national park, but I can see it. And even just from how you're sharing about your process and how you're taking the whole experience and capturing it into a few sentences and then sharing those 2 sentences and what those 2 sentences would mean to anyone that reads it and what it means to you, it's it's really a testament for how much effort you put into it and how deeply you said it was 2 years crafting the work. How much mental effort goes into that. And also I want to you mentioned something earlier. I want to congratulate you for getting your work into the curriculum, the national curriculum. I'm imagining this is very different from what poetry books were like from my time. What's that now? You say, why are you laughing at me? Are you laughing at me or what I said?
I'm remembering the ye and we and half that most of my literature teachers couldn't even explain in literature. You're
feeling a little bit insecure about the age.
You said it.
But no, it is just to know that this kind of work is out there and the themes that you're exploring. Speaking of, may I talk about the poem you shared. I don't know. Let me go back even before we even get into the themes. When you're writing this Thistle on the Nile, was it already an option for you to have it at some point, or like a hope for you to have it included within the academic curriculum, or does that come after the work? Like, I ask this because it's an interesting tool. Is the word tool? An interesting form of presentation for the opening poem to be a poem that you can read in the class. It carries separate meanings. And then another one you shared, the one about pain, is one which also has, it's layered twice depending on how it's presented. And I'm like, and this is the book that guys are getting in school now. I'm like, okay, this is interesting for me, because me comes as someone who went to literature class, not school, literature class in all of it. And then it's not often that I get to experience work which have, for instance, it seems tiny, but then for any hip hop fans.
He's a hip hop fan.
I am as well.
Yeah. There's Kendrick Lamar's album Down, which it's presented in a thematic way. Also, the titles are just like how you call the themes out. The title of songs: love, fear. Like they're just one-word titles, and then you get to the end of the album, and he re-released the album reverse. The bottom song is the first going over, and it presents something. I'm like, listening to you presenting that, me hearing that this is the modern day version that I'm getting in modern music, like we're talking about earlier. And then now to know that that kind of artistry is now presented. The first poem, page 1. Is it something you're thinking about when you're writing, knowing that this is for the generation, or does that come up as coincidence for knowing what?
I believe there are no coincidences, so to speak. But I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. On this, I did not begin with the end in mind. And the end, contextually, as you asked, did I see this book being taught in schools? The answer is not in a million days. Did I ever imagine this book would be on curriculum? I mean it, being honest. But I'll not mention the name of the person. A friend of mine, I bumped into her in Nairobi at one of the airports. And I gave her a copy. No, actually, I gave her some of the advanced poems. And guess what? She mentioned and said, Richard, this one is actually I would like
this work to be taught, if possible, from Cape Town to Cairo.
Wow.
Those were her words. For me, it was like a light bulb moment. I was like, well, if this person holds this work with high regard, then maybe there's something really important in this work. For me, when I was writing it within the 2 years, I came from a point of true, authentic expression. I wanted to take away the pretense, as a writer, as an author, and express myself from the nooks, as I say, from the depth of my heart. I would say writing poetry is hard. I mentioned earlier to Mark, I would rather write a book on poetry. Why? Because poetry, if you're going to frame the poetry in all the mechanics and the poetic devices, you have to put a lot of thinking. You have to put a lot of thinking so that it fits in the structure. And I say in the introduction of the book that I reached a point and said, and I mean it, I said, let me go ahead and break all the rules. They are, because if I try to cage myself and put myself in the box, I am going to, I'll not have the creative latitude, that freedom to go ahead and write through authentic expression as I feel, as I see, as I breathe, as I think, as I follow. So for me, I said, let me go ahead and break all the rules. Because if I try to get cagey, it will just end up not bring out the authentic me. And I wanted anyone who reads the poems in the pages here would be able to get what I mean. Because I'm a person who wants to say what I mean and mean what I say. So once I broke loose from that level of being caged, I think the flow began to come much easier for me. Once those words kept in my mind, when the book was ready, compiled, I said, why not? If you saw and believed it could, there's a book I read. I'm an avid reader. I like a book by Robert Thistle. It is Tough Times Never Last but Tough People. Very powerful book. It's a game changer.
Not the meme.
It's a meme.
Don't go there. Not the meme. Talk about the book.
So he talks about possibilities. It's called the Possibilities Ambassador. So I said, why not? Give it a shot. Let me apply. There's a process. Go to NCDC, apply. Never know. Maybe they would consider it. So I applied. They asked for the copies. They reviewed the first copies. When the advert came out again for books to be on curriculum, I applied again. As I said, possibilities. I didn't know anybody there, to be honest. I put the book there. And on merit, it was filtered. And I think the words that friend of mine said to me were actually seed that were planted in good soil. And voila, here we are, book on curriculum.
And clap. Again, I'll say congratulations. But for for shooting the shot, like you said, someone planted the seed, gave you the idea. It could have just been a book you hear someone, they put it on the show. And they went ahead ready and gave you the feedback that encouraged you to. Not once, not twice, not just once, twice. To just take the chance as a possibility. Yeah. Major congratulations. Is it there now? Is it what the kids are studying now? Or
Yes. So just a bit of context. The book was cleared for periods 2025 to 2027. The 3 years, 25, 26, 27 on the O-level curriculum. So it's being taught literature, poetry, and being examined by UNEP. for that period, 2025, 2026, and 2027.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. I just, do you take literature?
I don't take literature.
You don't take literature? But you have to get the selfie, right?
Yeah, I
You have to show her. She's in Audible and she's a big fan of poetry. So that's why I was giving her looks. I'm like, if I met any of the authors from my time,
Yeah.
the show is off, I'll be doing till today.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, the shocker for me is when people ask me, Richard, have you always been a poet? I will tell them no. You know, I've never studied literature. True story. I've never studied literature. I've never studied poetry. I self-taught.
Wow.
Yes, and the poetic frame for me came in earlier years when I was writing music. As
Me, I studied.
vocalist,
I can't lie.
writer for a group called the Kingdom of Dancers.
Up to 11.
So I used to do verse and rap. So rhyme,
After A-level, I stopped.
rhyme makes sense to me. So
I know
I think
what's up.
those were the structures and the layers that later, when I was into the writing, I said, let me give it a shot. Why not? Why not? Why not?
It seems like you have, while you express, you don't have a background from poetry, but you do have a background, let's say, from creative expression.
Expression art.
That then now found its way into you writing and then writing such work like Thistle and Nile, which, from what you shared, I'm like, there's resilience that you're touching on as a theme or a sub-theme. You'll forgive me, I'm not really going to speak on
Go on. I disorganize this question.
Is there when it seems like you're deeply navigating things which are personal and then putting them through the creative expression, is there a particular piece which is in this book that you feel is the most relevant for you?
Yes. Save the poem on pain that I read when I lost my mom. There's one which comes from a place of wanting to get something and you are unable to get it. You know that part. And one of those things is one other reverse poem. I call it Not to Forgiveness. Forgiveness is
Not
what
to forgive.
a not, yes, a not as N-O-T, a not to forgiveness. I believe forgiving is difficult. It's hard, yeah, especially when someone has done something to you. They rip your heart. So there's a poem here on forgiveness. It's one of the things I learned and taught myself to do quickly and much quicker because you find more relief. I'll tell you, unforgiveness is like, okay, I don't want to use this expression because we're in a camera. It's like wanting something bad to happen to another person and yet not knowing that you're hurting yourself instead. Yeah? So it comes from that place. If you permit me, I can read it. I'll not read the reverse, I'll read from one line for expression. It's poem number 4 in the book. It says, not forgiveness. You are hard to give forgiveness. Where are you hiding when men need you? Why do brothers forget to bother about others when you are absent? You are welcome to reside in the hearts of all mankind. Your absence fuels wars. Why do you let rage take your place when you are needed most? Hearts get wounded, yet you are the medicine to heal and punish them again. Those who find you admit that you are treasure, precious, untidy you are, rugged and untidy hearts become without you. Like the flowers wither off the trees in autumn, when you are away. When you are ripe, the souls of humans bloom and blossom like the trees in spring. Your absence is felt